But first off, Crawford has, right now in front of him, Amir Khan. How would you picture this, fight? You think Amir Khan will last 12 rounds, or how would it go?
No way. I think it's gonna go how all Amir Khan knockouts go. I've watched Amir Khan a lot over the years. I always try and study fighters and just know the things that they do wrong. And one basic fundamental flaw that Amir Khan has, and you saw me speaking about it in the ring when I was demoing with Brandon. He brings his hand back real low. Like, he'll start off really well, bringing his hand straight back. But as the fight progresses, he'll jab, and then he'll bring the hand back down here. And it leaves him open. His whole left side is open for overhand rights all day. And if you notice, in every fight he's been knocked out, it's always been a looping overhand right. When he fought Canelo, he was outboxing him, quick speed. He was outboxing him in the early rounds. He started getting lazy, dropped the hand down, overhand right. Danny Garcia, he was spanking Danny Garcia. Like, Danny Garcia couldn't do a damn thing. What happened? Dropped the hand, overhand right. It was done after that. I think it's the same thing. Terrence Crawford already watched the tape. He already knows what his flaws are. He's gonna pick them apart. He might be in the fight, give him some trouble probably the first 3 round-ish. By 4th and later, one of those rounds, something's gonna happen. But he's gonna get knocked out. I think it's gonna be again overhand right. I think Crawford should stick to orthodox for that fight actually.
April 20, that's the day that we don't want to miss it.
You don't want to miss that. Crawford gonna put on the show. That's a highlight reel right
It's
there.
Gonna be a great card. We have undercard. Other fighters and
young fighters. We got,
young fighters.
Verdejo's on the card.
Edgar Berlanga also one of the new.
On the card. What's his name?
Teofimo lopez.
Put on the show. There's one other. Shakur
Stevenson,
well.
and I think
they're gonna put on those. Damn.
Pitufo Diaz. Pitufo Diaz, actually he fought
he's on undercard too?
Yeah, he's on undercard. He's the one supposed to face Shakur Stevenson.
Listen, all I know is there's gonna be a lot of young fighters and it's gonna be fireworks because some young fighters is hungry. Shakur Stevenson is a dog. We're probably gonna put on the show. Teofimo Lopez, y'all already know. I don't gotta say nothing. That's a highlight reel every time.
What do you think of Teofimo?
I like him. I just don't think he's been tested.
You think?
I like him. I think he got the pop. I just don't think he's really fought a big name yet, and he's searching for it. He's calling them out. He's looking for it. He will eventually get that big name, and I'm just curious to see how he steps up.
I watched one of the interviews that someone did it again with Bob Arum, and Bob Arum spoke, to this person and says, "Hey, I think it's too early for Teofimo Lopez to call out Lomachenko." What do you think if that fight happens earlier? Lomachenko against Teofimo.
Talking about Lomachenko, his amateur pedigree is insane. Like I don't think he's ready for that. No.
I mean, we don't deny, Teofimo has the skills,
impeccable. Teofimo got big time pop, but pop ain't none if you can't land it. And Lomachenko is so slick with his footwork, I don't think he'll be able to land that big shot. I like him. I just think he has some years of experience to catch up on before that fight is even considered. I think he should take his time, man. Don't fight scrubs. Fight, do what he's been doing. He's been gradually building up the competition and fighting people with better records and veterans, right?
Yeah.
Build that up. You can't stay, if you want to be elite, you got to fight good fighters. You can't fight tomato cans and get better. Straight up. You can't do that. It doesn't work that way. I think every fighter should be looking to fight increasingly better opposition as their career goes on, and I think he's doing that. I think Shakur Stevenson's doing that. Felix Verdejo's been doing that, even though I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know how he lost, but you could see, like, even the guy he lost to, the guy got 40 fights. That's a lot of experience right there. So
yeah, it is a lot of experience.
I just think you are who you fight, and if you just stick too long in that lower tier opposition, when you fight somebody who that doesn't work on, who's smarter than that, who's next level, that's not going to work. A lot of the stuff they do is not going to work, and you're going to be stuck on stupid. And I think you should always try and fight the best possible person. I tell my cousin all the time, Jose, amateur fighter, I always tell him, try and always fight the #1 guy you can fight. And once you start getting the hang of him, then you look to fight the next person that's better than that, and just build up from there.
Yeah.
You can't get worse fighting somebody who's nasty. There's no way. You might get spanked a little bit, but little by little you'll get better and better. And I just always think you should always aim to fight the best
Yeah, going a
versus
step by
build up.
step now.
Step by step, not jumping from fighting this guy that got 10 losses, no wins, and then fighting Lomachenko. I'm not saying Teofimo fought anybody that got 10 losses. I'm just saying, just for example, you're not gonna fight somebody that's low tier and then just jump to fight Lomachenko. No, you're gonna build up little by little. Maybe fight somebody that's like a C class fighter and gradually C plus, B minus, B, little by little, just build up and just try and see how you work on things and how things get better, how you improve. But you should never stick to fighting lower tier opposition. That's a waste of your time, man.
That's a wasting time, and also it's, I think, you know, one of the mistakes that sometimes, you know, fighters, they do that. You know, they jump from, like, let's say an example, from number 1 to number 7, or number 1 to number 6.
Can't get better that way, man. You are who you. I'm telling you, you are who you fight. My coach said it all the time. I respect my coach big time. You are who you fight. If you're gonna fight somebody who's not on your level, and you're gonna pick on somebody doesn't really know what to do, then you're wasting your time. Because you're gonna meet somebody who's not like that, who's a dog, who's tough, who's been doing this shit since they was a baby, who just knows the ins and outs. And when you meet somebody like that, that's not gonna go the way you think it's gonna go. It's not gonna go how it went before. I think you should always try and aim to fight somebody who's better than you. That's the only way you improve.
Eventually, these fights, you know, people want to see it, but I think it will take a little bit time in order to see Teofimo Lopez going against, you know,
I think that's a Lomachenko. Is it possible for him to fight Gervonta Davis? Because that'd be crazy too. Teofimo Lopez versus Davis would be fireworks. Fireworks. I mean, too early. Definitely still too early, but I think that's another fight to make down the line. If he's thinking about fighting Lomachenko, why not? I think that's another possible mega fight.
Exactly. You know, I think he has a few options that he could go, you know, before he jump into I guess Lomachenko, because
Lomachenko's next level, man.
Is next level. It's special. Is something.
His dad like programmed him to fight, like since he was a baby, like putting him in dance and putting him in stuff to improve his feet. He programmed him to fight. Like the stuff that he does is not easy to mimic in any way, shape, or form. Once in a lifetime talent, and I think that's the end game. Teofimo could beat him. That's amazing. But I think he has time before he should fight him. I think they're not gonna make that fight happen right now anyway. No, Teofimo still has to build up a little bit, but I do like that fight down the line. Just not right now. Yeah,
eventually. Let's see, you know, what the time, you know, tells, you know, in order that this fight happens, and we'll see, you know, what comes next. You know, eventually there are more fights that we could, you know, keep an eye on it, and let's say, you know, let's stay tuned on all fighters. All fights.
I mean, I don't like the way the judges been maneuvering, but we got a lot of big fights this year. Just looking forward to everybody getting to work. We got coming out. We got